Sunday we're gonna look at some timber I've had kind of lined up for quite a while over here on the creek. We brought Dad's Ranger over here that way. It'd save us some walking because it's a ways back in here. This is over here right on the Kansas-Missouri state line. It's a lot of flat ground, a lot of creeks, a lot of little low bottoms. We cut a lot of really good timber over in this country. Cut a lot of walnut, maple ash, bur oak, just creek bottom timber. We like working over here. It's just, the timber's usually really good. It's really easy cutting. It's all flat. I mean, it floods a lot. It's usually a really flood prone area. So you just kind of pick and choose when you can work over here. It's usually gonna be pretty dry because if it's wet, you'll make ruts and bury machines out of sight. So we're gonna jump on the Ranger, get back in here and look at some big timber today. Right down that lane right there. It's on back here a ways, the first one. You can go around through there to miss that mud hole.
Go through there?
Yeah, it goes around that big mud hole. That's a big bur oak. There's several trees like that back in here too. I mean, that's a big one. Just, don't see a lot of them like that anymore. Just certain areas we come across them, but there's several of them in this little strip over through here. Pretty good maple.
When you say, brother?
Big trees. This one out here is blown down. This is the second time I've looked at this timber. First time Dad's been here to look at it. We're taking all of our measurements using the timber tracker app. Hint, hint, wink, wink. That tree there, I think the first 3 or 4 feet of it's going to cut bad because, if I remember correctly, yes. See kind of their old lightning scar or something on it, but I think, of course you can see that lightning scar run off, and it might be bad the whole way through, but I think we can salvage some lumber pallet material out of the top of it. There's no need in letting it go to waste, but that thing there is a chunk of wood. I thought I had the camera rolling a minute ago, but Dad figured that tree at 20 foot to be 29 inches in diameter. That is a beast. Like I said, there are several trees like that in this bottom. There's this old growth bur oak. So, good timber, good river bottom timber. Big, tall, straight, nice flat ground to work in. Good stuff. Go back that way. Couple big bur oaks there in front of us. That walnut might have been down this way. What a tree. What a tree. How big do you think it is, Dad?
Probably 28, 29 inches up there, 16 foot.
About that hole right there.
Armadillo or something big, something.
There was a couple good ones in here somewhere I seen. Several of them bur oak right in here. Sycamore. away somewhere. Another one there right in front of us, a little one. There's pretty good too. Another one out there. All these burrow. I think that's on a different place over there.
Why it's split up out of there like that?
I don't know. It's all in pieced together tracks. It's a pretty good tree there. Some big timber. That's some real big timber. We just got back. We took Dad's little Dodge Dakota over there today. Tomorrow I don't have a lot. I've got to look at a job of timber late tomorrow evening. Tuesday we got to be in Coffeyville, Kansas early. Wednesday I've got to be in Kansas City, Kansas. Thursday I've got meetings. Friday we're leaving out, so we got a busy week. A lot of driving as usual. I've got one more job of timber to look at this afternoon on a Sunday. I've got to go over to Golden City, Missouri to look at the job of timber over there. Up, windows up. And, look both ways. So still got some things to do today. I've got some numbers to crunch in my head about what I looked at today. So me and Dad, we've kind of got some numbers or figures in mind. The bad thing about that timber we looked at today, it's in really, really wet ground, as I said in the videos. And if it turns out to be a wet winter, that timber's gonna be hard to get out. Because those big trees are gonna be hard to handle anyway. There's no good ways to get trucks in there. There's no good places to turn around when the trucks do get in there. If the ground gets wet, you can forget getting a truck in there. If the ground gets wet, you can forget probably getting skidders. You'll be able to get around in there with the skidders, but you're going to tear things up. You're going to rut it up bad. The skid steer will have to be utilized over there a lot. I mean, besides working on the roads, trying to build a good decking area, landing. You know, those logs have to be bucked to lengths and stacked up and piled tight, because room's going to be a factor. I mean, there's not a lot of room to work with. Like I said before, the road getting in there is in bad shape anyway. We haven't had any rain for quite a while, and there's still water standing in those mud holes. So there's going to have to be some gravel hauled in there, probably some 3 and 4 inch rocks to put those holes. So I mean, there's a lot of factors involved. That timber's there for a reason. It's there because it's going to be hard to get out. We've taken on jobs like this before, and like I said, it's not that we mind doing it, but you really got to crunch some numbers and do some figuring to get all your ducks in order. And you really got to have things. You got to have all your zeros, dashes, and dots where they need to be. So I'm going to work on that this afternoon, tonight, and I'm going to call back and see if we can't put in a good offer on that timber. So I've looked at it once. I tried buying it on the halves, which that's really how I'd like to do it. It'd be better for them if they want a lump sum bid. So we're gonna put together a lump sum figure. It's big timber though. You don't see a lot of big timber like that anymore. Those bur oak are huge. Some pretty good walnut. Not a lot of walnut, but some good walnut. A lot of really good ash and hickory. Thing about that, all those trees have to be barked too. That's another thing me and Dad talked about. Every tree over there will have to be barked because that's in a floodplain. Those trees are dirty. if you don't bark trees like that before you cut them, you'll be sharpening every other tree. You won't be able to cut trees. So there's a lot of work that goes into timber like that. A lot of work. Luckily, we've already got a couple jobs already bought close to the area, so that's nice. A couple of the neighbors say they're on board with wanting to sell their timber, whoever gets started cutting over there, so that's nice. But a lot of factors involved, guys, a lot of factors. So we'll let you know the outcome on it. It's still fun to look at. I always love getting to look at timber like that regardless. I know my dad does too. So we're going to do that. We're going to head out with some more timber this afternoon. But guys, it's fun. It's fun looking at it. Typical busy Sunday, busy weekend, and a busy, busy week. Paul Bunyan's coming up though, less than a week away. Can't wait to see you guys there. Excited and talking to a lot of you guys on the YouTube channel and Facebook. Excited to get out there and see all this stuff. Man, pre-orders for the new Logger Thread shirt, the Brotherhood. And guys, if you haven't checked it out, you ought to check that out. I was pretty excited how it turned out. It's turned out really well, the imaging on the shirt. Pre-order's been selling. I mean, we've been doing some pre-order orders. Yeah, we've been doing pre-order sales on it. So check that out. It's an awesome shirt. Pays tribute and homage to those who've been with us and those that are still with us. So be sure to check that out, guys. I'm gonna get off here before I gotta head out on my next adventure. So have a great weekend. Have a good Sunday. Don't watch no football. Don't watch no football. I don't care if you watch football. I'm not watching though. Guys, have a great Sunday. We'll see you later.